There are some people really mad over those trees. How could you have taken the trees down? That's the question.
With a chainsaw.
Yes.
Is that how it was done? Yeah.
Actually, the apparatus that they use, the truck with the chainsaw on it and grabbers, it was only one of three in the United States. It's made in Germany, and the two others are, I guess, in Massachusetts. But it was amazing how quick work. That.
What do they do? It's a machine that.
Yeah,
like
it's
chainsaw
got an arm,
and
it grabs the tree itself or the part of the tree, and then the saw comes out, cuts that branch, and then they pull it and stack it. And
so it doesn't even. There's no timber falling to the ground.
No, it holds it and cuts it at the same time.
And that's right. This was all done in like one day, right? The course of a few hours, or my
Oh no, it was over a few days.
Oh, it was a few days.
Still,
it was quick. Someone told me about it, and I was like, "Wow, I got to see this." And I drove down, and they were all gone.
The trees, the roots. I mean, there's grass there now. Almost, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess how long is this project going to take?
It's about a 2.5-year project.
Okay.
We're starting now. We have a city contract that's going to start up very soon. They have some stormwater that they have to put in, starting pretty much like around Seneca Washington Street, and then going east all the way to 5S.
What's that stormwater? What is that?
Stormwater, your drainage. There's a pipe.
I thought you were talking about
some of the pipe is around 72 inches and around 18 foot down as it goes east. So it's a pretty good sized project. And once that contractor's done, we will still be working together out there. There's a lot of utility relocations that need to be done. A lot of that area is underground, so we're working with the private utilities. And again, once the city gets their contract done, we'll be right in there. And so you'll see a lot of stuff next year.
That's going to be will that be a roundabout in there?
At John Street, yes. Yeah,
okay.
We'll have a roundabout at
Trying to think
Street.
where John Street is.
Where the OD.
Okay. So
What
how
would Jenny be?
How does that correct the Genesee Street problem? Because that is a confusing issue there.
Well, J Street will be eliminated at that intersection and all the way down through, actually. But what's going to happen at the intersection of Genesee Street and 5S or Oriskany Street, the road is going to be shrunken down there. We call it a road diet, the whole project. Yeah. And
they cut the cars
so it's
out.
going to it's going to be much easier for pedestrians and also cars. And the big thing there too is you'll be able to make what they call a protected left. So no matter what direction you're coming from, you'll be able to take a left, which will be fantastic.
Currently, if you're
big.
Oriskany Street in any direction, you cannot make a left onto Jenny.
That is correct.
It is illegal, although we see it. I see the accidents all the time. So.
Yeah, it's one of the higher accidents that we have in our region here. And
it's also confusing when you're coming down Genesee, especially at night. Yep. So you're coming down Genesee and you want to go to Oriskany Street east. Mm-hmm. So you turn down towards the auditorium, and you can make that turn. But what I've seen people do, especially at night, is make a mistake and turn into the westbound lane. Mm-hmm. So they go too far. So it's confusing. So this will really help, I think, with and you won't and no longer will you have to drive by and then loop around and come back and turn out of Genesee Street.
That is correct.
Okay, well, I think that's big. That'll be a big improvement.
Absolutely.
Will there be any trees replanted?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
There's, let's see, I think 11 different variety of trees that'll be replanted, over 250 shrubs, and over 9,000 plantings throughout the whole entire corridor.
I was told by somebody that works down there that it's almost going to look like kind of almost essentially it'll have the aesthetic feel of business friendly of like the village in Clinton. That it's going to have, walkability with those businesses that it never had before, and stuff like that.
That's the thing we're trying to encourage is to reduce the speed through that corridor.
Yeah,
I mean, as you can see, people drive very fast through. It's 30 miles an hour. I don't see anybody going 30 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah.
So
you're watching me. I know you are.
Yeah.
They've got a tracker on your car underneath.
Yep.
Yes. So, the addition of the roundabout, they are a traffic calming thing that we do. Also, by narrowing up the roadway, that helps people slow down because when you have that wide open road, people tend to go much faster. And again, it'll encourage pedestrian traffic down through that area. There's going to be bicycle paths all along that corridor. And,
so will this complement and don't call up and say the hospital's not coming downtown. It's not. I'm just saying the hospital comes downtown. Will this complement and will this help with traffic? Some of the people concerned with traffic in and out of the hospital, especially if the Comets game was getting out or a UC Pioneers game was getting out? Would the ambulances be able to get through? Does this help in traffic?
Again, if the hospital comes downtown, our job will not change. If it doesn't come downtown, our job
stays the same.
Stays the same. Yeah, so.
I made a mistake yesterday, and I joined a Facebook group called No Roundabout Downtown. And I want to apologize because I didn't realize I was signing up for anything, but I did. So I had spent some time. I was out of the country. So. And this was when the last roundabout was going on. We were, I forget exactly where we were, but anyway, the guy the taxi driver was explaining, we used to have stoplights, here on the island, but, that didn't work out. People really couldn't figure out what they were, so we went with roundabouts. And he said, since we've been doing roundabouts, the accidents have just reduced. We don't even have accidents on the island anymore.
Yeah.
And now they drive on the left-hand side. It's new for us. Roundabouts are something that are, if you look at that mega roundabout from, is it in Great Britain, in London maybe?
Someplace in England.
Have you ever seen that? I mean, there's like
traffic circle.
8 lanes. Yeah, 8 or 9 lanes. And how are these people doing this? Yet they say it completely reduced traffic accidents.
Yeah. One of the things, when you have a stoplight and someone goes through it, you have what they call a right angle accident, and those are very deadly. Whereas if you are in a roundabout, your speeds are much slower, and the angle that there isn't is much less. It's less severe, and it's usually more, property damage, whatever, to your car, but you usually survive that.
Is this happening throughout the state?
Yes, we have actually.
We've got them going on. You're building them out at the park in Rome.
Yeah, we'll have 3 there.
Adding more here. This is statewide.
Yes, and up in this year, we're going to be building another one at 31 and 13 as you're going up to Sylvan Beach. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where that is. Well, that's going to be interesting there. Okay, like that.
You mentioned everywhere else how common they are. Even in my aunt's housing development down in Florida, within the development, they have 6 as you're going in and out of it. It's just
we have a roundabout inside our kitchen, living room, and den area, and I haven't spilled a cup of coffee in months. It really works. Yeah. Brian has a question for Jim. Brian, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Yeah, hey Jim. I was just curious. Isn't that supposed to be a truck route through there? I mean, what's the idea of reducing speeds and making pedestrian friendly? I mean, that's the only route that really goes east-west or west-east, whatever. I mean, there's nothing that's going to, seems like to me, is going to bottleneck everything.
What happens with that, with the big trucks?
The big trucks will still be able to go through the roundabout. We put the templates on them for fire trucks, whatever, large-sized trucks that'll go through there. It'll accommodate all that. It will be a little bit slower through there, but that's our intent. And but you're not talking like huge delays. You're talking maybe a minute, half a minute.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems like the flow of everything is being restricted. I get the idea these roundabouts are cool and everything like that, but they seem to be popping up. It seems like it's a substitute for people being able to drive. I don't know.
Brian, I'm running out of time. I'm going to let you go. Listen to the response here, but I think that's exactly what it is. I know he's putting it in a way that's a little more offensive, I guess, but people get into accidents, and they aren't paying attention, and they go through stoplights. So it is kind of making up for people's shortcomings, right?
Oh, absolutely. And again, even eco-friendly.
Yeah.
You're not stopped or whatever. You may stop, but not as long as you are at a traffic light.
And quickly before you have to go, any other delays that because I've got 45 seconds. Any other delays happening? That's about it.
Let's see. We will have a lane closure on the north and north-south arterial today. They have to fix an attenuator up there. We still have some work over on Burstone Road, which will continue through to the Boilermaker, and then we'll go into Phase 3. So there's stuff all over.
Details on our website.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And that's a grocery store being built over there on our arterial by Court Street.
Compassion Coalition, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be done by the fall. So